Coming your way on today's show, appreciate all of you for making the 49ers Report a part of your day. Going to take a look at the NFC playoff picture, clinching scenarios for the Niners as if they beat Seattle on Thursday Night Football. They punched their ticket to the 2022 NFL playoffs, and on the back end, we'll start to take some of your questions as well. Updated look at the NFC playoff picture here entering Week 15 as we are in the stretch run of the 2022 NFL season. Philadelphia Eagles, by crushing the New York Giants, maintain that grasp of the number one seed in the NFC. 2-game lead over the Minnesota Vikings after they lost to the upstart and surprise Detroit Lions. San Francisco, because of the struggles with Minnesota, do have an opportunity here, folks, to take over that number 2 seed, and that would be critical to their playoff success with some potential home games at Levi's Stadium. 4 seed, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then the Dallas Cowboys, Washington Commanders, New York Giants, rounding things out in the NFC. Other teams to look out for here, 7-6 Seattle. They're desperate going into this game on Thursday night. And the Detroit Lions have been playing excellent football over the last calendar month. Their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, most likely going to get a head coaching job with one of the best offenses in the NFL. Jared Goff has been balling. A massive game with playoff implications this Sunday. Detroit, New York Jets, both fighting for their playoff lives. For the Niners, 6 wins in a row after that 3-4 start. They're sitting pretty right now at 9-4. That win against the Bucs caught the attention of people nationwide, and if you weren't on the Super Bowl bandwagon, you better get on it because that momentum is real. Week 15 on the road against the Seattle Seahawks, and the 49ers do have multiple clinching scenarios to punch their ticket to the playoffs. The most easy? Just beat Seattle. That's all you have to do. You punch your ticket to the playoffs and you win the NFC West. Can't wait to go live for our watch party here on Thursday Night Football. You can lock down the number 3 seed with the win against Seattle and a Tampa Bay loss against Cincinnati. Also a win against Seattle and a Detroit loss against the New York Jets. As for that 4 seed, win against Seattle, Indianapolis loss against Minnesota. But we have our eyes set right now on the Vikings collapsing here in the final month, and the 49ers getting that number 2 seed. Now, the 49ers are behind the Vikings right now, but they do have a better NFC record right now, which could end up being the tiebreaker. That's also why this game on Thursday is very critical. 49ers remaining schedule. It's pretty wild to think that San Francisco only has 4 games left. Thursday Night Football against Seattle. They return home to Levi's Stadium against the feisty Washington Commanders. That could be a huge game with some playoff implications. On the road against the Raiders, faithful to the Bay. The Raiders never were. San Francisco is. And then they round out the season, Week 18 against the Cardinals, who will be without Kyler Murray. He tore his ACL, unfortunately, on Monday Night Football. For the Seahawks, it's a difficult schedule against the Niners at home. On the road against the Chiefs, Week 17 at home against the Jets, and then they play the Rams. The Rams aren't a good football team, we know. Maybe they're in a better position to win games now with Baker Mayfield, but those 2 teams know each other very well inside this division. Potential upset alert there, and shoot, Seattle just lost to the Carolina Panthers this past week. The 2 seed is a possibility, and let me tell you why that's really important. It looks as though the Eagles are going to lock down that number 1 seed. So home field advantage could go through Philadelphia. But Philadelphia, they have a game coming up against Dallas on the 24th, Christmas Eve. If they lose this upcoming week against the Bears and that Dallas game, like the 49ers could get that 2 seed or that 1 seed. That is also not out of the question. But look, the Eagles are unproven when it comes down to the playoffs. So if the Eagles were to lose in the divisional round and the Niners got that 2 seed, they win wild card weekend and the divisional round, they could host, realistically, the NFC Championship game with that 2 seed. As for what's coming up for those Minnesota Vikings, they lost against the Lions. This week on Saturday, they are playing the Indianapolis Colts. And the Vikings, too, have multiple clinching scenarios as they sit at 10-3 this year. I think that the Vikings are a fraudulent football team. I'm not going to take them for real. If the Vikings and the Niners met in the playoffs, whether San Francisco had to go on the road or not, I think the 49ers, they're the better team. They're victorious regardless of whether or not it's at home or on the road. And with the Vikings, I don't think that 2 seed is a sure thing for Minnesota. And can you trust Kirk Cousins in a big spot? Anytime that we try to do that, he ends up just folding like a lawn chair. They're clinching scenarios. They can win the NFC North with a Detroit loss against the Jets. That's it. Number 3 seed, win against the Colts. Number 3 seed, Tampa Bay lost to Cincinnati. Detroit lost to the New York Jets. But of course, keep in mind, with 4 games left, a lot that can shake out in the NFC. Make sure that if you think the Niners are the best team in the NFC, just hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. I think it's a battle right now between the Eagles and the Niners for the top ranking in the NFC. And after that, I think there is a wide gap. The Cowboys have an excellent defense. They're playing good ball right now. But come playoff time, what are the Cowboys going to be able to do? Day Walker, $5. I got that bottle ready for Trizzy birthday. It is on Thursday, by the way, and the game on Thursday for our watch party, Go Niners, and that's why you subscribe to the show. Daywalker knows what the deal is. Join us for our Niners Seahawks watch party. I'm thinking a 45-minute pregame show on Thursday night because this is the game of the season up to this point, and there's so much to discuss. And if the Niners win, we're going to be celebrating that NFC West crown. We'll tell you about BetUS on the other side, but first let's get to this super chat from G-Code Travels. TB12 and the Niners building a bridge after the game. We're going to continue to talk about Tom Brady to San Francisco, G-Code, because that possibility does exist. Our best sportsbook partner, our only sportsbook partner, the best sportsbook partner, it is BetUS. You can get a 125% deposit bonus if you head to chatsports.com/49bet and enter the promo code Niners125. You put in $100, you get $125 back. It's the best sportsbook in the game with the best deal that any sportsbook has to offer. Another donation coming in from G-Code Travels. Niners roster, who is the next Brock Purdy 2.0? My list, Quantrez Knight, Marcelino McCrary Ball, Kalia Davis, Jason Poe. Run him at center and play him next year. I like Jason Poe. He could be the center next year. That honestly wouldn't shock me. The Niners liked him a lot in the preseason, playing both center as well as guard. Marcelino McCrary Ball, sneaky good linebacker. If you let go of Azeez Al-Shire, could he be that next Brock Purdy? But the other names here, G-Code, you did your research. Good job by you. Walter Juarez, how do you feel about our chances to re-sign Dre Greenlaw? So he's under contract for the next couple of years, actually, on a very affordable price. And I actually had the contractual numbers here. The 49ers extended him. He's making $1 million in base salary this year. It goes to show you his value. Next year, 4.1. And then in 2024, 8.1. Even 8.1, a bargain for how well he's been playing. Adrian, with this one, I think we let go of Jimmy Garoppolo, let Purdy and Lance duke it out next year. And if Purdy wins the Super Bowl, then let him start next year. But if he doesn't, then duke it out in training camp. Can you imagine the storylines that'll come out from a Trey Lance, Brock Purdy training camp battle? And what if Tom Brady is in the mix as well? That would just be insane. Tuck Wyatt, big supporter of what we do. Thank you, Tuck. Brock is lower ceiling than Lance. Isn't the point of Lance to get away from the low ceiling players like Jimmy G? Yes. But if the execution is there for Purdy, more so than Trey Lance, all that matters at the end of the day is that execution. Julian Rost, Chase, you must have a crystal ball. You spoke high on Brock long before anyone else, and that's why you subscribe. Like I had said during the preseason, Brock Purdy can play. Brock Purdy's showing me some things. He has toughness. He has it. He has moxie. He has swagger. He throws with anticipation and accuracy. I think it's pretty telling that Shanahan has dialed up some long balls to the far sideline and outside of the numbers because he didn't do that for Jimmy G. His mobility is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Look, NFL teams can catch on to what a quarterback likes to do in an instant. Could that happen with Purdy? No doubt. But the first 7.5 quarters, very, very good for BCB Glock Purdy. Make sure you subscribe to the show. We'll be live Thursday Night Football, Niners, Seahawks. You don't want to miss it. And outside of that, videos every single day on the Niners. We're closing in on 70,000 subscribers. And if you're tuned into our live show right now, hey, and you're coming across this channel for the first time, news, rumors, live shows, watch parties, analysis, we do it all on the daily basis, year-round. Lock us in and subscribe today.